G'day, this is Captainoob, kicking off our first weapon used by our gunslinger character in the Weapon Spotlight series. This is a furious, explosive, prime, single-action revolver. A peculiar weapon. Sure, it may look like a revolver, but it doesn't work like the 44 Magnum or Western revolver. The main thing about this weapon is its reload is incredibly slow. What happens is you have to actually reload every single one of the cylinders individually, rather than popping a new cylinder in like you'd see with the 44 Magnum and the Western revolver. So the reload time is going to be very, very long. We've got something to remedy that, so, you know, that's pretty good. But as for damage, this thing is doing 92 off the bat. Of course, we're getting a little bit more damage out of the prime receiver, and that does give you bonus damage towards the Scorched Beast and the Scorched too, so that's doing an extra 25% to those bastards, which is pretty good. But 92 damage with the prime receivers and the explosive legendary effect is actually really damn good. I think this thing out-damages the hunting rifle right now, and I actually haven't got any perks into this. So stepping over to the build, I'm not going to explain too much here because I want to get into the gameplay as soon as I can, but I'm going to chuck on 3 ranks of gunslinger right here. The rest of this is set up for just light stealthing. It doesn't really work with a loud and proud revolver, but it's just good to have those 9 points in agility for boosting the damage as much as we possibly can. We've also got 1 rank of bloody mess here. We could have 3 ranks, but I'd like to keep starch jeans on. I don't actually have the resources to, you know, replace or get rid of mutations that I may or may not pick up when I'm being irradiated, so just for safety's sake, I'll probably chuck that on with starch jeans there. And of course, an intelligence will boost the damage even more with Demo Expert, and all of those things give us a damage of 171. That's not too bad. Couple of other notable perks that'll help us a lot. Obviously, this is going to be a VAT-centric build, so concentrated fire is going to help us quite a lot. Crack shot will increase our range and accuracy when we aim down the sights, which is going to be useful for getting a little bit more range out of pistols. Generally, their range is not great. And glow sight here, I wanted to put as much points in perception as possible because perception controls VAT's accuracy, and glow sight is a perfect thing because pistols, they don't hit really hard, so doing an extra 60% damage to glowing enemies is actually really good. So that's my perks in perception. And if we go over to luck, as you can tell, we've got a lot of VATS-centric perks here, so we're going to be using this thing pretty much exclusively in VATS, and that's how we're going to go. Obviously, gun fu there is going to be very, very good as well. Honestly, we're stretched a bit thin in guns and agility right now. Gunslinger's taking up most of that with 9 points. We've only got room for 2 adrenaline and 1 gun fu here, which is really a shame. If they had to balance these to be like unarmed weapons where you only get, the base damage is boosted a little bit, you only need 3 ranks of the Iron Fist, or in this case Gunslinger, to actually boost the damage to its fullest with those basic perks, that would allow, what, 6 more points in agility that I could use. Obviously adrenaline's going all the way up, that's 3, and this will go up with all the way, so that's another 2, which will leave me 1 more for sneak, which would be absolutely mint. I like sneak at rank 2. I think rank 3 is a little bit excessive, but yeah, that is basically how we're going to do this. So in terms of attachments of this thing, and if you're wondering, yes, this is after I've recorded the video, I forgot to record this bit. So I've got the prime receiver, and there's no receivers for this except for the prime and the standard, so yeah, I feel like Bethesda cut corners with that, so yeah, thanks for that, Bethesda. Nothing with the barrels here. I've scrapped several of these and come up with nothing. And you might have noticed there's a whole bunch of ivory grip plans going around for the single-action revolver. And that's basically it for the grips. Improved recoil and hipfire accuracy. Too bad it's not more accuracy. Yep, those are your attachments. It's not that much. Always remember to equip the Ammo Smith perk and the Super Duper perk in agility and luck respectively to make the best out of your ammo crafting, and you'll find the 45 or 44 Magnum rounds for this, which is what this thing's going to be firing. It's going to need Crimson Flux for that, and a whole bunch of that can be found down at the Cranberry Bog, and generally there's Scorched Beast Clean events going around, so honestly it's pretty easy to find it. The main limiting factor is just the limited spawns around those parts, so make sure you kill everything that you can, or at least get a shot on everything that you can that spawns in the nuke zone for the hardened mass, glowing mass, and then high rad fluids, because those are your limiting factor, and you get 54 per go of that, which is actually kind of solid, yes. Okay, so here we are outside of Westhack as usual, and here's the reload animation. I'm going to let that play in the background as we go over our buffs. So here are my mutations: Adrenal Reaction, Bird Bones, Eagle Eyes, Marsupial, and Speed Demon. Speed Demon is absolutely needed for keeping this thing reloaded quickly, because that extra 20% speed is actually really needed when it comes to this. Also, I've got one auto stim bit. I could probably replace that with either a chameleon unyielding bit, but 2 unyielding bits and 2 chameleon bits. So we're getting a little bit more stealth, and we get our health down a little bit. We'll have more agility, which means more shots in VATS, and Adrenal Reaction will give us more damage in time. So, you know, you could probably do good with a bloodied explosive single action revolver, but that's an entirely different weapon. So let's get started, shall we? There we go. That second shot on him did pretty well. And now we'll reload. So our gameplay is going to be very slowed down by the fact that we have to use VATS all the time, and the fact that our reload speed is going to be like this. But what you can do, you can actually interrupt the reload, which is pretty good. And if you can time it just right to where you can look at the numbers, and as soon as that turns into 2, you can fire again and get a quick double shot. I think it's more efficient to do it that way than to do it in any other way. And basically getting all the crits that we can is going to be useful. We're getting better damage on these guys with every shot because obviously Gunfu is giving us that enhanced accuracy. This will be our last shot in VATS. Come out of it, and we can kill that guy there. So yep, there's the reload speed on that. It is really holding us back right now. We're almost halfway dead already, so you know. But at least we can one-shot these guys. The overlords are fine, sure. At this point, we've got full adrenaline, which isn't capped at 60%, unfortunately. I could never get it that high, but I think we're sitting at 42%. So with that and some adrenal reaction, 289 damage, and yes, this thing is going to degrade quickly because it degrades quickly anyway. But yeah, we don't have Gunsmith to, you know, keep this thing going because we've got Demo Expert instead. So what I probably could have done is chucked on 3 ranks of Gunsmith and replace that with Nerd Rage right now, because Nerd Rage right now isn't doing a lot, but if we decide to get into a little bit of trouble against these guys, oh, they're just baby super mutants, we should one-shot these guys. Now, one thing annoying that I've noted whilst playing with this weapon in streams is that the recoil animation sort of pulls the camera down like that, and you'll notice it as I shoot these next guys, but the camera moves a little bit unnecessarily, and it can really throw off your aim if you're like wanting to point at your foes the entire time. See that? That's some nasty shit. If you're getting lots of follow-up shots or trying to get lots of follow-up shots on your targets, that can really throw you off. That, however, doesn't happen in third person, so hopefully this place is full of super mutants so we can keep up this tempo with the adrenaline, and we'll see how we go. Well, unfortunately, I had to server switch there, so we have to start all the way back from 0% more damage, but at least I've got a legendary to shoot at, so we'll keep on shooting him, and hopefully we can see what kind of annoyance that I get out of this whole camera thing, where the gun just... Look at that. It's not as bad when you've got the thing cloaked that you can see through the gun, but oh, I had a lot of trouble with this without all of the chameleon stuff, that's for sure. Alright, so we're going to get our asses handed to us if we keep doing it like that. We're going to have to go ahead and crit these guys in VATS just to get as much damage as we possibly can. Hunter's laser rifle. Good for you, man. There's one right behind me. Maybe I should take out him instead. Now, one thing you can do to actually, you know, reload this thing instantly is just drop it and then pick it back up again. But obviously, there's the server disconnects that, you know, stop you from doing that, because when you do that, there's a chance that, you know, the fucking thing will, you know, lag under something, so the baggie is inaccessible. But yeah, once we get those sneak attack crits going, as you can tell, it's better. We can do pretty well. It's just gonna be a fucking pain in the ass that I'm missing 95% shots there. I should not be missing that game. What the fuck? Oh, god damn. So, there's a lot of things going wrong about this weapon at the moment. There's not a lot of great things about it, I don't think. So this is why you don't see anybody running around with a single action revolver endgame. Honestly, I feel like it's a novelty weapon. Without a godly legendary drop like Bloodied Explosive, you could probably like not ever use this thing and you'll be fine without it. So, you know, it's shit. Something needs to be done with it. either some crazy damage buff that'll offset all of that horrendous fucking reload time, which, or maybe a legendary effect that gives you more, like the quicker reload time. That'll stack well with Speed Demon at least. But yeah, something needs to be done about this weapon, because I've got all of the fucking damage that I can possibly squeeze out of this without, you know, getting some of those tacky fucking beverages from that Nuka Brewed fucking DLC thing. An extra 15% won't be enough to fucking help me through this though, because I could be getting even more out of adrenaline, honestly. So a reshuffle of the perks would be a good way to, you know, make this thing good, and other weapons. So yes, I did come to the conclusion through my trials as a gunslinger character that honestly gunslingers is terrible. Just get a 10mm pistol, go guerrilla with it, and you'll be fine. You don't have to touch revolvers to actually make an effective pistol user. In fact, you probably want to avoid them. It is satisfying though, getting those double up kills with the headshots there. I'll pick that up to sell, I guess. Still need to get caps for this character. Alright, looks like we've done the control room section, and through there, I suppose this guy is next. There he is. That VATS accuracy, I know he was turned around and everything, but fucking hell. I should have hit that shot. I shouldn't have had to shoot him that many times. I don't know why this thing feels so inaccurate with VATS, but it is. Alright, so what about this section here? Haven't gone through here quite yet, so we'll go ahead and kill these guys as fast as I can. So generally with gunslinger weapons, your main lifeline for damage is going to be criticals. You need to get those criticals. There was another miss on 95% right there. Now I'm getting fucking eaten by a dog. Where did that bullet go? I don't know. There's some fucking things about this weapon there, and now I've got fucking radworms. Good. So things aren't going well. I've got many super mutants shooting at me. The best I can do is jump around and wait for this thing to be reloaded, but ugh. There we go. There's a miss that shouldn't happen. There's a miss that shouldn't happen. There's something wrong with this weapon. It can't hit anything at a certain angle, I suppose. Which is, you know, the worst thing that could possibly happen to this weapon, seeing as you need to rely on this thing in VATS to do damage. So nothing is working for me at the moment. This thing is definitely not viable enough to be used in any endgame situation whatsoever. Unlike the big fucking Ranger Sequoia, which could be useful to the endgame in New Vegas. See, they had all of the fucking pistols and everything they needed to, you know, have any real weapons used at an endgame level. Obviously, a Gatling laser was fucking powerful in that game. It's going to out DPS any pistol, but that is to say, you can still do really well with a luck build in the Ranger Sequoia. I know this. I've tried it. But regardless of that, we'll open up this door, and if we die, I'll probably just leave it as here, because yeah, I think you get the point against these super mutants. It's just not doing the damage that it needs to at all. And the fact that we don't have extra points to sneak around or anything, like, I could go full chameleon, I suppose, but I kind of want those agility points for more VATS shooting. I want to have an agility or a unyielding and chameleon hybrid for this character, I think. Obviously, didn't set myself out perfectly with the gear because fucking auto stim is next to useless with Born Survivor, but I guess I could do maybe. I think I was originally thinking I'd use auto stim instead of Born Survivor just to get another point out in VATS, but maybe another point in agility to use wherever I feel like it. But maybe that's just something I need to reevaluate, because it might actually be better. Oh, for fuck's sake, how am I missing this shit? I don't believe it. Is it something to do with the fucking muzzle thing where your camera just goes up? There's a 3-star. Have mercy on me. Don't fucking kill me. I am but a gunslinger with an inferior weapon. So now we're gonna have to play guerrilla warfare tactics, and thanks for not activating VATS just then. It's not going easy here for our first gunslinger video, is it? get there eventually. We'll get there eventually. I think the joke's on me though. For fuck's sake, using this thing on an endgame level is a... Oh my god, I fucking missed a critical with that. Alright. We'll try to keep going. We'll try to at least finish these guys off. Now they're fucking all around the place. Alright, stim pack please. I'm fucking blazing through these stim packs, by the way. I can't do anything. I just can't. I keep exiting VATs even though they're right fucking in front of me too. Is the weapon blocking the VATs? I don't know what's happening. Okay, there we go. There's something. It's just super unpredictable. I've got no fucking clue why it would do this. Suppresses meat hook. That's actually a pretty decent one, actually. Seeing as it's fucking bugged right now. You don't get all those survivability perks if you've got the gladiator ones on, so just reduce your enemies' damage output, and then you don't have to worry about that. Because the damage is probably going to be good enough. Who needs bloodied on a bugged weapon? You don't. You don't. And all those people who bought the bloodied versions just so it can be patched next patches is going to be sorely disappointed when they find their weapon is going to be not as good as they thought it was. Thanks for that, legendary game. Alright, do we have one more in here? Yep, another super mutant warlord. Alrighty. So, we've finally done it. We've finally made it through and we didn't die. We just, you know, used like... Oh wait, we're not actually done just yet, are we? Well, this guy finished it off for me. Thanks, guy. Thanks, dang. He's probably doing more damage than me with that thing as well. God damn. I think the sheer lack of attachments and what seemingly is effort on this weapon just sort of paints a picture that Bethesda sort of, I guess, they wanted it to be a novelty weapon, so they didn't put much time into it, expecting people to actually use it at an endgame level. But I'm gonna try it, god damn it. We actually killed Swan there with sneak attack criticals, so yeah, if you can manage to use this as a stealth weapon, you know, that's pretty good. But we obviously had a advantage there, getting that first strike in and sitting back to where he couldn't possibly kill us, but whatever. Okay, so here we are outside the Krabbies, and unlike usual, those glowing guys should be no problem to us thanks to glow sight, so we've got that going for us at least. That's why we could one-shot all the doggos outside of the place too. And now we have to reload, so don't forget to do that. And we're just gonna have to run away as we reload. Oh my god, I really hope I can get sneak attack criticals on the Queen, because this is... Wow, the fucking VAT's accuracy is terrible. My 44 Magnum would fucking nail that shot every time. My Western Revolver, my instigating Western Revolver never does that thing. It never fucks me around like that. This thing is... It's an old, tired thing, and I guess it's incompatible with the firmware of the Vault-Tec assisted targeting system. You're not dead yet. Well, now you are. And we'll get that Queen to come out in a second. After I do this guy. Alright, so that'll give us 28 plus damage on that. And we'll probably go for the spouts, I think. Hopefully. Hang on. You can if you're a smoker, you can have a smoke, and the time you come back, I'll be fucking not reloaded yet. Just take note of how many fucking times I am missing on a 95% chance, alright? With that in mind, I've got a little bit of an idea, so this time we're going to wait for the accuracy to reset. I'm going to wait for that camera to shift up before I take my next shot. Still missing, so that's not the problem, it's just fucking inaccurate as shit, and I don't know why. Also, Furious Explosive, let's have a look at that damage output, see if it gets any better at all. You know, I feel like it is. I was hitting the head consistently there, and I don't think it was damage drop-off from, you know, the weapon at range that was holding me back there. Okay, we eventually got there, but we got there nonetheless, so yep. I guess you can still do okay with this thing. This thing would have slipped under that 200, or that extra damage or repair threshold there. It's still doing 223. Okay, we'll take on a fucking bat. Hopefully the bonus damage would be good against those guys, at least. Alright, the bat has spawned. I think I saw a bunch of his Scorched friends around too, so if we could just nail some shots on these guys... Oh god. Yeah, that didn't work. I completely lost him in bats. There we go. There's a one-shot. No, not quite a one-shot. I'm disappointed that in the inability to one-shot these guys. This is a prime receiver, damn it. I should be getting better damage than this. Alright, now, with that extra adrenaline damage, tell me you can fucking hit things and kill them. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I shouldn't be missing those 85% chance shots. Never. That's bullshit. That's some nonsense. At least we've got... There we go. Oh, thanks, tree. If that tree hadn't have been there, Vats would have cancelled out. I would have gotten a sweet damage boost against the Scorched Beast on this run. Fuck off. I'm trying to take the bat, not fucking demonstrate this thing on fucking gun zombies. Alright, stick right there, please. We've got a crit loaded. We'll just take it one. Did I just miss a critical again? No, there it is. Okay, I just had to wait for that shot to come in again. Usually the inputs to criticals, you know, you input the critical and you don't have to wait till the next shot after to actually take them, but yeah, you know, that's cool, I guess. Ah, the sneak attack critical does alright at least. Alright, there's the Scorched Beast dead, and it did as expected. Ooh, it's a prime minigun there. There you go. Revolver. Oh, it's an ultrasonic Gatling laser. Huh, that's legit the first one I've ever seen. Does it fire green lasers? Please fire green lasers. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, okay, everything is forgiven. I've got an ultrasonic Gatling laser now. Yay. Oh, it's even got a green thing near the sights. Alright, let's see if we can't finish this on a good note by taking on some ghouls. And yes, that was my instigating Western Revolver. I pulled that out and started shooting people with it just off camera because I got fed up of using this thing. But oh well. We'll try to continue. We'll try to finish this off nicely. And hopefully with these... What the fuck? Insult bot, what are you doing in here? I'm not going to shoot him because he's friendly. I got to defend him. That's the mission. It's a defend mission. So with these sneak attack criticals, that wasn't a sneak attack critical, but the one against the charred one was, and we didn't actually kill him. And now I'm in a bit of fucking trouble because I've got no fucking bullets in this thing and 3 ghouls running after me. Luckily I've got marsupial. I can just sit up here and reload. Maybe I can shoot through here. I'll play this like every cowardly level 20 or so who wants to pinch the kills off the big boys. All those parasites. Yeah, okay, looks like this is a nice way to... Okay, you just dive out that window, mate. See how it works for ya. Well, it's good that you exploded. We're making use out of that extra 5% damage that we get out of... Ooh, you jumping for joy. Yeah, Bloody Mess is doing some good work here. I might actually stand back a little bit because I might be killing myself with explosive bullets. But at least now I should be able to get more damage out of this thing. Now that my health is so low thanks to adrenal reaction, so... Wait, where do you think you're going? Ha! Got you with a critical, nice. Wall hacks there. At least this thing can get wall hacks with pistols, right? Alright, we'll try to lure him out here again. So, if it isn't painfully obvious, crowd control situations are not what this thing excels at. You saw it in the Super Mutant place, you saw it just here, and, with those Scorched before, when we were trying to take the bat down, this thing did very, very much struggle against those guys. At least at this point, we can one-hit these gangrenous blokes, so that's pretty good, I suppose. There we go. And one more, low health anyway. And we might be done. I'll have one quick sweep of the place, but yep. So there you have it, a very, very disappointing weapon indeed. Is that a death tambo? No, it's completely different. I don't know where Insult Bot went, but he's not here anymore, so I guess our mission to save him from a horrible fate of being torn apart by ferals is good. Also, I'm into my super stim packs now, so I've used that many stim packs in this video trying to keep myself alive that I've actually run out at this point, so whoops. If you'd like to see this thing in your game, you're bloody mad. You can do so much better with any 44 Magnum, any Western Revolver, any Pipe Revolver even is better than this thing. Honestly, if you're holding on to one of these things and you think it's going to be a god weapon, it isn't. Unless Bethesda come in and, you know, like buff it or make some changes, but honestly, this thing really isn't worth using at all at this present time. It's not good. It's just terrible. Thank you for watching, guys.